Welcome to today's video. Today I have something a little bit different and we are looking at the Gansai Tambi graphite colors from Kuretake. And you can see this is in a little card box with plastic wrapping. And we have, like in the Boku sets, these Gansai Tambi pens. They are loosely in this cardboard box, but they are printed with the name and the number, so if they are falling out, you can identify them very easily. And we also see below the pans that there are little swatches of the colors printed on the box, so you have the help which pan to put in which spot. And like all Gansai Tambi style pans, they are very big. They are only filled half around, halfish. The reason for that, I mentioned that in the Boku Ondo videos before, is that they are made to be used with big calligraphy brushes, and if the pens would be smaller and you are denting the bristles, then they break. And in Japan there are a lot of professional calligraphists, and they are using very expensive brushes. They can cost up to $30,000 for one brush. So you don't want to damage such expensive brushes. So that's the reason Gansai Tambi pens are styled that way. Also the reason why they are only filled half, so that you can go easily with the brush in the pan and also use lots of water without creating a mess on your desk. Okay, so in this set we have 6 different colors, and they are mixed with graphite. And maybe some of you don't know this, but graphite is water soluble. You can also buy loose graphite powder and mix it with your watercolors if you like. Of course, that is also a little bit risky for the mess situation, because it will fly easily everywhere and you will get it on your hands. You have to be careful to not smudge it on the paper, stuff like that. So for those of you like me who don't want that mess in their workplace, these colors are really a good compromise. So you have all the benefits of graphite and watercolor mixing without having this messy situation. Let's call it that. We've swatched the graphite red, and we are swatching now the graphite yellow. And it is different to mix a color with a black watercolor, or like in the Boku Ondo colors with a black ink, or with a, let's say, dark gray, like a neutral tint or paint gray, in comparison to the graphite. Of course, the graphite is more on the gray side. It's not as dark as those ink or watercolor blacks can get. That's the first thing that is definitely different. It personally, I think, while the colors are still wet, it is not that big of a difference to see, but when they are dry, they really look completely different. And it feels more like if you would use a little bit of white and a black mixing with a color, because in the darker areas it has some similarities to an opaque color. It is really hard to describe how they look, because I have nothing which is closely similar to the look these colors have when they are dried. So yeah, I think the most similar would be like you would put a color with a little bit of black and a little bit of white, but where you have the lightening, the color effect with the white, you don't have this with the graphite here. So that is the graphite green I've swatched now, and I will swatching now the graphite blue afterwards. You don't have this slightly opaque touch that much when you are in the lighter area or with when you dilute the paint with a little bit more water. And something I've realized when I take a look at the dried swatches is it is very, very subtle, but you have sometimes a few particles of the graphite which reflects the light very strongly, so it has like you would put like 3 or 4 glitter particles in the area of the whole swatch from one color. So it is something you won't see when you just look at it, but when you take the paper and put it in different angles to the light, you sometimes can see it reflect the light more. So it has the illusion for a little bit of glitter, but it's really, 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 really not very strong. So just that you know that. Also, I have read that, but never really tried it, to be honest, that if you would take something like a metal spoon and rub it on the areas which are more close to the mast tone, so where you have a lot of color, that the surface will get a strong shine to it. Like when you have a very very soft graphite pencil, like a 4B or 6B or something like that, and you press really hard on the paper and create a complete dark area, then you have this classic shine which graphite gets. And that is something I've read that you can also not as strong, of course, like with a soft graphite pencil, but you can get this effect a little bit if you rub very strongly with something like a metal spoon on the area. So it is something a little bit special. If you have ever tried this technique, or if you tried it after watching this video, leave me please a comment and tell me how do you like it, and where do you use such effects. So yeah, now we have the graphite violet, and the last will be the graphite brown. Another very important information for all of you who are vegan or vegetarian and don't want to use any colors with animal products in it. Gansai Tambi paints are normally made with an bone glue instead of a gum arabic, which is from a tree, sap tree. So it is plant-based, and Gansai Tambi paints normally use bone glue. And this set here is from the company Kuretake. And I know there are a lot of informations in the internet which contains the information that Kuretake, Gansai Tambi paints are vegan, and that is not true. This is a misinformation, and the reason that is that Kuretake said said for many years that their paints are vegan, and I think it was Jackson's which wrote them and asked about that, because traditionally Gansai Tambi paints are made with bone glue, and you can read it on Kimberly Crick's blog. She has an article about the Gansai Tambi pants and have screenshots from this conversation with Kuretake, where they admit after a long time that their paints are not vegan. So if you are vegan or vegetarian and you don't want to use colors with animal in them, any kind of animal products, then please be aware, Kuretake's Gansai Tambi pants aren't vegan, and I think that they also use the same binding agent here in these colors, because to be honest, why should they use another another binder in here than in all their other Gansai Tambi paints? So that is, of course, something you should be aware of. Also, of course, they are Gansai Tambi paints, and that means that they are behaving differently when you are coloring with them. And it is one reason for that is the different binder. The other reason often is that they are using a lot of white pigments in their colors. That is the reason for that is just that these colors are traditional colors which are used in a lot of the Asian traditional art, like in this reason for Japanese traditional art. So when you're looking at Gansai Tambi paints and you see, for example, a cobalt green, it looks more like a turquoise because it's on phthalo green with white, and that is this particular shade of green is used a lot in the traditional art, and that's the reason why they're also behaving a little bit different. A lot of people say they're feeling like a hybrid thing between watercolors and gouache, because they have a lot of opaque colors. Of course, we don't have any white in these colors here. It is just one color and the graphite, and they probably used a lot of standard pigments for that. I could imagine that the green is a phthalo green, and the blue, for example, could be an ultramarine blue, and the brown maybe is some kind of iron oxide or so. I don't know for sure because I've not seen any information about the pigments. So if you have any information about that, I would be very thankful if you can leave me a comment. So, of course, you should be aware of the light fastness issue. They don't offer any information how light fast these colors are. You don't have the pigment information. So I personally only would use them where it isn't necessary to use light fast pigments, like for example working in your sketchbook, or maybe adult coloring or something else, just to be aware of that. What I realized while painting these swatches is that the blue looks a little bit like it has some granulation, and some kind of blue granulation. I think you can see this here very good. That's the reason why I thought that this may be a PB29 ultramarine blue. Of course, the graphite also can make a little bit granulation, but not as strongly, because you don't see it very strongly in the other colors. So yeah, maybe it is a PB29, because even when completely dried, I can see spots where it is where a lot of blue particles sits. And when I compare it, for example, to the green, I can see spots where the graphite is making these typical granulating spots where you have a lot of them and none of the other color, but I don't see any spots where the green gathers. I only see this in the black, in the blue. Sorry, in the blue, not black. Of course, we don't have a black here. So yeah, this are the graphite colors. I think they're really fun and completely something different because you don't get any kind of watercolor very similar to that without a graphite in it. And also there aren't a lot of graphite and watercolor hybrid colors out there. I know of these, and the graphite tint from I think Derwent it is, but I think they're using inks or dyes and not pigments, and I think these here are pigment based, and the reason for that is, like I said, the blue, because granulation is not something you get with a dye or an ink. Yeah, I hope this video was helpful for you. And if you have enjoyed it, please leave me a thumbs up or a follow. I would be very thankful for that, so you don't miss any videos like this in the future. And I hope you will watch again one of my videos in the future. And I wish you a wonderful day. Bye bye.